afternoon. I'm Lisa Derby Oden with Mass MEP, and I'm the Project Development Coordinator here. And this afternoon, I'm here with Pia Kumar from Universal Plastics, and I'm going to let Pia do the introduction for herself. Take it away, Pia.
Hi, Lisa, and hi, everyone. My name is Pia Kumar, as Lisa mentioned. I am a co-owner of Universal Plastics. Universal Plastics is a custom plastic manufacturer. It's a company that I own and run with my husband, Jay Kumar, so we are family owned. We are headquartered in Western Mass. We have a location in Holyoke, Massachusetts. We have another location in Massachusetts in Central Mass. And then we have 3 other facilities in the Midwest and in upstate New York.
That's great, Pia. We're so glad that you're such a part of the manufacturing economy and ecosystem across the country, really. And I know we've had previous conversations about what Universal Plastics has been up to with this whole COVID-19 thing. And I thought we'd just touch base again and try to, get what the latest and greatest is with Universal Plastics. So maybe you can talk a little bit about how things are right now, especially given that Governor Baker just gave his reopening instructions yesterday and that kind of thing. Like how has business been for you? Are you up? Are you down?
Yeah,
All of that.
absolutely. Yeah. We did listen in to Governor Baker yesterday as well, and we're very excited to see his cautious optimism about the Massachusetts economy reopening. So, for us, Universal Plastics has actually remained open this entire time because we
Yes.
were deemed essential by Governor Baker and his administration. And, really just to step back for a sec, we manufacture plastic parts for a variety of different industries, but primarily we work in aerospace and in medical.
Yep.
And so what we've seen in our business over the last 2 months as we've stayed open is the aerospace business, as one would imagine, has really gone down quite a bit.
Yeah.
With travel being down, with the airlines being sort of shut down, that business has really sort of stepped down, and we're seeing push outs and orders being canceled. The medical side of the business, however, it's been mixed. So we've seen a lot of growth in lab diagnostics, which we do a lot of, and we actually make the diagnostic equipment that is used to test COVID. So
Wow.
so we have customers that are extremely essential at this point in time and have been for hospitals. We make things like sharps containers and other types of diagnostic equipment. So that business. But then on the other hand, some of the more sort of elective type equipment
Right.
that's used in medical elective surgeries, that's definitely gone down. So it's sort of a mixed bag. Now with the reopening coming, we're optimistic. Obviously, it depends on the public health numbers and how that continues to pan out. And we do have a lot of policies and procedures in place already that
Right.
a lot of businesses are currently looking to. So we've been sort of helping to the extent that we can educate people on what are some of the things that we've been doing and some of the procedures that we've put in place.
That's so great that you're able to share all of that, because that's been one of the really important things I think during this time is everybody wants to help out everybody else so much, which is really been phenomenal. Can you give me a little glimpse into it, like a look ahead to see maybe what do you think the next 3 months is going to be like, and then what do you think the next year is going to be like?
Yeah. The future is very cloudy and a little bit uncertain at
Mm,
this time. The state economy is opening up cautiously is obviously a good sign, but the timing really depends on the public health data. We are seeing a lot of interesting projects. I think there's a lot of innovation that's happening, things that
yeah.
we are being asked to quote on. And I'm excited. I think that there is going to be a lot of good that comes out of this tough circumstance that we're all in. And I'm also optimistic because, we're going to pivot, we're going to innovate, and, we're going to make a way if we can't find a way. That's really the universal way. Just like how we came upon the idea of building face shields and intubation boxes, and we sort of pivoted our business into PP&E, which was not only something that we were able to do to help out, but it's something that our employees really, really rallied behind.
Yeah, that's really great. I know that a lot of companies were able to do something with the PPE, and we're so thankful that you were able to do that and out there and help your local economy and with some of those um, devices, as well as companies across Massachusetts and across the country, because you have your other locations as well, obviously. Have you over this time frame, and again, it's, it's much easier to look back, hindsight, right, than to
Yeah.
try to look ahead. And so I totally understand the thinking that it's cloudy, because that's about what that's how I see it too, really. But
Yeah.
has there been any legislation or regulations that have gotten in your way during this time that need to be changed in some way, and or uh, is there legislation that could be put in place that would help you if things like this happened again?
Yeah. Well, honestly, everything has gotten away because there really wasn't the opportunity to have any planning or any forethought, right?
Yeah,
And I think we are in an unprecedented situation, and our state government did the best it could, but things occurred quite haphazardly. Are we essential or not? How do we keep ourselves and our employees safe? What are our obligations to our employees? There were no clear rules and guidelines for us in place. And this is the reason that, we and I personally have been so vocal in advising on how we support businesses with the reopening, because we really didn't have access to guidelines or rule books. We remained open because we were getting letter upon letter from our medical customers saying, you are our sole supplier, and we are supplying
wow.
lab diagnostic equipment testing for COVID. You guys need to stay open. But how do you do that? How do you keep your people safe, right?
Right.
How do you service your essential customers while protecting your workforce? How do you at the same time sort through all of the PPP stuff and the EIDL loan stuff? Everything was just coming at us so fast. And as employers, people look to us for clarity and for guidance. And achieving that was incredibly hard. For the future, I think, first of all, God forbid we're not in a situation like this again. I think we all
Right.
hope that. But, if we were, I think having a little bit more planning and forethought, a week, a day, a month, a couple of weeks to plan and close would be great. And I think giving us the resources to make sure that we could keep our people safe if we needed to stay open would be definitely much appreciated in the future. And I think it would happen in the future. I think, we have a great administration that will try and do that if we are in this situation again. And I think they will do that successfully.
Yeah, Pia, thank you so much for the leadership that you have shown through this and stepping up to fill in some of that role, because you are right. I mean, the legislature and the government did seem to have its hands quite full in grappling just with the crisis itself. And so, we definitely needed people to kind of step in and fill in some of the gaps like you've been able to do, which is really tremendous. And, I too am hoping that given that we've been through this now, it provides insight into the future for the kinds of planning and that kind of thing. The fact that we didn't have PPE enough even for our own frontline workers was really such a disheartening and sad thing, and that's just kind of wrong. But and so again, grateful to the role that you also played with that. So I think that those are great comments about what could help in the future. And you're right, fingers crossed this doesn't happen again.
Right.
I just had a friend yesterday saying, so every time we have a pandemic, are we going to shut down the country like this? And I went, okay, so first of all, this is the first time in 100 years, and
Yeah.
hopefully we learn from this and put some things in place. But
Yeah, I'm absolutely sure we will. And thank you for saying that. I think I've tried to do what I can, other business owners have. But what I
yes,
really want to say is, Massachusetts just has such an incredible workforce. And I really have to thank my employees for doing what they did. Morale was low when this all started, but it's so much better now. And we've really worked at implementing procedures and policies to keep people safe. But we also had employees coming up with ideas, building things like hand washing stations, figuring out, well, if we moved these spaces around, we could implement social distancing. People rallied behind our PPE efforts, like engineers staying late and, assembling shields to bring to first responders that were their family members as well as in their local communities. And I think ultimately, Massachusetts is a state that has good people who do right by their company, they do right by their communities. And I think we've really seen that rise as well in this situation.
I think that's very well said, Pia. Very well said. Thank you so much. Is there anything else in closing that you'd like to add?
Really, I think I would just like to say that, we are all in this together. I know, we hear that phrase over and over, but, I think we as a company in the last 2 months really went right back to our two core values, which are we are a family company and our company is a family, and we exist in service of our customers. So our focus has been keeping our people safe, keeping them healthy, and servicing our customers. And I think, as I look to the days ahead, I think, we'll figure out what we need to do to continue to do that, to keep ourselves safe, healthy, and to service our customers. So that was the focus. Even if things are cloudy, the clouds will clear. And I think that, we're all going to be hopefully healthier and safer and, doing just fine.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Lisa.